out of here, B. What's up, buddy? How you doing? Working on my first knife blade here. There we go. Definitely not perfect. I've got spots in the back where I ground too deep. See some right there. You know, it's not gonna be perfect. Ray and Sandy's, thanks for stopping in. Very cool. I have started my scales out of some acacia. We've got them mostly profiled and drilled out so that I can pin them to the handle. And I'm going to try to use a 1/4-inch wood dowel for the pins. And we'll see how that works. Don't want to grind their file this too thin. I just want to get a small bevel on there and get it fairly uniform. And I'm not going to take it that far up towards the spine because this is let's see how flexible it is. So I don't want to thin it any more than I already have, or any more than it already was. You can see I have to support it to be able to file it even. Pop this out here and show you what I've done so far. It's not a big knife, just enough to get a grip on it. Ken? Yeah, go get the kids, man. Take care of them youngins. I just wanted to get some of this taken care of before I heat treat it. Nice thing about this vise is I can flip it right around and I can slide my blade in there and I can work my handle. These vices were made when I was teaching CNC. The tool room supervisor at one of the General Motors assembly plants. This is his design. So when we were still teaching for them, we were able to build all kinds of cool stuff. So some of this will come out when I'm sanding, but I just want to get out anything that's going to be a lot of work and get that out before I harden anything. I'm not going to focus on hardening the handle, but it's so thin this heat's going to carry down and harden some of it regardless. Get a better angle here so I can see you, you can see me. What's this? Yeah, homie. I think you can just go away. Yeah, we don't need none of your trash here, man. Jeez. Okay. My goodness. Some people's children. Ken, what's up, buddy? Pull this back out. I'm just trying my hand at a little knife. Cut this out of a old circular saw blade. Did you get it? Ah, yeah, less than desirable. So he can go away forever. Don't need him. World's got enough BS going on. We don't need to welcome in people like that. Okay. Now I'm not going to be able to, and I'm not very concerned about it because it is my first knife. I'm not going to worry about it being perfect. But let's get the sun so here and so you can see this to show up. You can see the scratches that are going this way. Oh yeah, it was an old Oldham. This came out of an Oldham. I think it was like a 8-inch or 7 3/4-inch circular saw blade. But I am not going to worry about those lines in there. What comes out later when I clean it up. Like I said, if I go chasing those scratches, I'm not going to have any. Just where you can see. I am not going to have any material left. You can see how that flexes right now. So hopefully that will stiffen up, get more rigid when I heat treat this, which I'm about to do. So I'm going to come over here. My big fancy quenching tank. So the first thing I'm going to do is start preheating my oil. And I will do that from a distance. I don't want the oil to ignite. Okay. And then I'll do it over there. Do not use your hand to check your heat and your torch. Leave the dumb shit to me. So I'm not looking to boil this oil or anything. I'm not looking to fry in it. I want to get it up to about, I'd say about 150 degrees or so. Without preheating, it is oftentimes no different than using water. And it will draw the heat out too quick. Something this thin might just crack right off the bat. There we go. That's definitely getting warm. Well, and I will be right back. I do have a little trick to show you. Just regular old table salt, and I will show you what that does. So when you're working in daylight like this, and it's difficult to see the temperature of your blade, the color of your blade, salt melts right around the same temperature as the critical temperature of steel. So if I've got a little bit of salt on there, bit of a breeze, so I don't know if I can even get warm enough today. Breeze is making it so. As you can see now, this stopped blowing off. The salt is stuck to it. Salt is melting one side, we would see that this blade is starting to glow. There we go. You guys can see that. Color, the lighting is terrible. Okay, and in we go. Always keep the blade moving so you don't get a fireball. And there we are. Sounds completely different, and that salt comes right off. But I do not like how the back of that sounds. So I am going to requench, because I think the back of this did not stay hot. That wind is horrible. Now that it's really windy, it's just a steady breeze, so it's pulling all of my heat away. I'm going to stand over here and block it. Much better. And that salt will come right off when you are cleaning up the blade. I gotta get out here and clean up this patio. Luke, what's up, buddy? Big difference. wringing out now. Still a little warm to grab, so I'm just gonna take it off in the vise. See, that's still flexible down at this end, but that's going to be in the handle. I did that intentionally so that it's not rigid around the pins. This is all practice stuff, but I am going to use wood pins in this. Get the rest of that scale off of there. It's not really scale, it's just salt. And it's so thin, it's cooling down quick. Big difference in hardness for sure. It is. Let me get the whole handle in there so I can show you guys how much more rigid that blade has gotten just by hardening that. It's not. It's got a little flex to it now, but before it was flexible like a. Well, I'll show you on the back end. It was flexible like a fillet knife. Well, that's pretty cool, being that it's. I'm not sure this is L6 or if it's spring steel, what these old blades were. I know they were higher carbon steel. I know it did get stiffer. It is not as hard as I wanted, so I'm not getting this blade hot enough. It made a difference, but not a big enough difference. So I need to figure something out here. So let's get creative. Let's see what we can do with that. We should also probably be rocking the matte gas, but I am out. So I'm going to plug that up that way. This guy, put her over top, let's see what we can do. You can already see what I'm about to do wrong. I want to flip this around so I'm not blasting that heat right into my knife edge. There we go. And we would just let that cook for a moment. All right, can you guys hear me? I am doing well, Luke. Appreciate that, Luke. You guys hear me on the mic okay? I just switched over to the mic. Wes, what's up, man? I'm got a tiny propane torch. I'm trying to battle a breeze here. I'm trying to get hot enough to quench. But my oil, I think, is cooling down already. And going back and forth, I'm just losing my heat on everything. So I think I'll just focus on the blade. I can see my color a lot better now. Come on. Yeah, hopefully there's not too much of a breeze to do this. I'm losing color so fast on this thin piece. Okay, here we go. And I don't think that carried enough heat over at all. Definitely sounds harder. I'm going to be trying some of these in a water quench. Whoop. Did the edge glow red orange? The whole thing went orange. Actually, I got it up to almost white hot because I kept losing so much heat in that short little trip to the tank. That's where we're at right now. Oh, funky little blade. Just fits in my hand. Be careful, it'll be brittle to the oven. Yeah, I have a lot of experience heat treating. Actually, when I was 16, I worked in a heat treat. But everything was on a much bigger scale. Big blast furnaces, you know, like shot cabinets that you could put a car frame in. But with this little stuff like this, yeah, it's like starting all over again with things like that, losing heat so fast. Maybe this little stuff needs to be done indoors, but you can definitely hear the difference. That's the bottom of the handle where I didn't heat treat it, and that's the blade. So you can hear it digging in on here and not up here. Still don't think it's as hard as it needs to be. Yeah, I mean, the file is removing the scale, but it's not removing metal. And why did my garage door just open? So these are the scales that I'm. Steve England, how you doing? The ghosts are back. No, it was my wife heading out to grab the trash cans. I'm falling down on the job here. So these are the knife scales that I've started for it. I've got it, all the holes drilled and everything, so that has to be pinned and shaped. But before I do, I need to fix the top of this. It looks silly. Is there a ricasso? Is there not? So I'm just gonna round this off before I put it on there, and we'll see. But yeah, I'm gonna try using some wood dowels to do this up. This is acacia wood, same stuff that I've been using for my wedges. Well, some of my wedges on my mallets, and we will see how this works out. I don't know, the wood may be harder than the blade at this point. But I don't know, it's gonna be a short live today, guys, because I got a ton I gotta clean up before I make more of a mess. But I did want to show this in action a little bit here. Show you guys how this is actually put together. In case anybody wants to try to come up with something like this. This is a... Oh, I'm getting tired already. So this is just a plate, and it's got a piece of angle iron here. This is all very heavy stuff. Like I said, I was working in the machine shops and stuff when I made this. We were at General Motors when they made these. GM didn't make those. Employees did. So this here, I can take this down and show you. This is a piece of steel tubing. It's a piece of Teflon inside that was cut down. It's got a brass plate that goes on the top of it with a couple of locating holes for the screws. And that allows you to, it's also got rubber on this side, but that allows you to put your knife in there and lock it down this way and work the handle, or you can put it in and work the blade. So it's good to work both ends before you have scales on or any kind of handle material. But then once you have that on there, you can hold it by the blade to work that. So this just sits inside here. And I got a bolt Yeah, bolt running through the back. That way you can loosen that up and pivot this around. So when your knife blade is in there, you can work this at any angle. You turn it there and lock it down. I normally snug it up just a little bit so it kind of stays where I want it and I can work it there so I'm not constantly loosening it. But it works out pretty good. I have not put it to use much, but I definitely think I'm going to change that. You can't really see it very well, but I think this acacia is going to make a pretty cool handle. I think it will. Some good hard stuff. So I think that's it for the day, guys. I'm feeling pretty wore out, back's hurting, and I don't know why. But I ain't gonna whine to y'all about it. I'm gonna go get some cleaning done and get to resting. So thanks for stopping in, guys. I do appreciate it. I say a lot today. I don't like that. So I'm gonna get off of here. Rest up. I will for sure, man. I appreciate it, guys. Take it easy.